Hello, hi, Orange Army. Sanbonani Nina Nonke. My name is Zetembe M, your host for In Conversation here on UJTV. Very delighted to welcome you to yet another episode where a great conversation is guaranteed. As we keep on exploring these incredible facilities and institutions within the University of Johannesburg that are available for you as a student, today we continue on that very note. We're joined by Sister Newo from the Center for Student Health and Wellness for an incredible conversation touching on all things this center, what it offers for you as a student, and even how much do you have to pay for that. Sister Newo, a very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, Zatembe, how are you?
I'm very good, excited to have you for this great conversation, simply because I've never made use of the Center for Student Health and Wellness. So I'm very excited that you're here to let us all know, about it. But maybe before we get into all the nitty-gritties, the fees maybe that one has to pay when they come through to give you a visit, I want us to start by unpacking maybe your journey as a nurse. How long has it been? And maybe touch on your role as a nurse as well within the UJ Health Services.
Okay, thank you, Zatembe, and thank you so much for inviting us to the UJ television. My name is Sister Neo Masilo. I am from the Center of Student Health and Wellness. I'm one of the 9 nurse clinicians that we have among our 4 campuses.
Okay.
I've been a nurse for more than 13 years now. This is my 14th year.
Beautiful.
I've worked for the Department of Health. I've worked for the City of Johannesburg, and I joined the University of Johannesburg in 2022. We have 4 campuses, the Soweto campus, the Doornfontein campus, the Banting Road campus, and the Kingsway campus. And all 4 campuses, we have ensured that they have clinics where our students can come for their health needs.
Absolutely love that. And I mean, I don't know if you still remember, taking it back to over 15 years ago when you decided that you want to be a nurse. Do you remember what drove you, what it is that you were so passionate about in this field that made you go for it?
To tell the honest truth, Zatembe, what made me to study nursing was lack of employment. I struggled a lot to find a job until I decided to go for the nursing field.
Sure.
But that's where the passion grew. One of the things that I remember made or motivated me to go for nursing is after my delivery of my firstborn son.
Sure.
It was quite a long delivery. It took 3 days, but the passion and the nurses that were helping me, I could see in their eyes that they wanted to make sure that I'm going to deliver a live baby. And that on its own touched me.
Sure.
And I thought to myself, if I can also bring such a difference to someone's life, that would be great.
Sure.
And then that's when I applied for nursing. And I studied with the Chrisani Baragwanath Nursing College from 2007. And I furthered my studies again in 2019 where I studied for primary health care that allows me now to work in the clinics. So in the beginning, the passion was not there, but every day when you make a difference, one of my lecturers used to say that don't fight to serve 100 clients a day, but strive to make a difference in one's life, change one life, because if you're going to fight to see 100 clients, you might not give them a quality care. But if you're going to focus on that one person, definitely you're going to make sure that this person's life will change.
Sister Neo, that is so beautiful. I think it underscores your passion that you've built over the years in the field, but also your experience. I mean, if you've been a nurse for over 13 years, that is a long time right there. And I think it does mean a wealth of experience as well. So please let us into some of the key health services that you guys do provide at the 4 different clinics in our 4 campuses.
Okay. So we are able to assist our students with their minor ailments.
Sure.
For example, your flu, your tummy bug, your headache. You can come and see us. You can book an appointment with us and we can help you. We're going to examine you And where treatment is needed, we will issue you with treatment with medication. That is for free. Where health education is needed, we will give you that. Remember, the main focus of a primary health care setting is a preventative measure. So we are trying by all means to give and equip our students with more health education in order to prevent those ailments from not occurring, because we don't want our community to end up being sick and depending on medication. We also have sexual reproductive health services where we issue our female students with contraceptives. We do pregnancy testing. We can refer you for safe termination of pregnancy services. Please don't opt for backstreet abortions because they can, the situation can be dire. So we encourage our students to come and request a letter where we can say we can send them where they can be able to experience or get services of termination of pregnancy safely. We also help them with emergency contraceptives where you realize that you had unprotected sex and you're not on contraceptives. We can give you an emergency pill, but we do encourage our students to rather be on long-term contraceptives and not depend on emergency pill, because it has dire effects. It can make your uterus, which is our womb, to rupture if you are continuously on them. It can also fail you and you can still be pregnant if you're using them continuously. We also have men's health where we help our men. You know, sometimes we realize that men can be overlooked in terms of health services. You know, they can be forgotten, and we mostly focus on women. So the Center for Student Health and Wellness is also has a specific program that we call Men's Health, where we go in, we take care of men's needs. We screen them for their prostate cancers. We encourage them to talk about their mental health, because men are too quiet. They die in silence. So we have male nurses that they can be able to see, the ones that they'll be comfortable to speak to about their mental health. Gender-based violence. Men do suffer from gender-based violence, but they are never given a platform to express themselves, because you are taken that you are a man. How can you be abused? So we also offer men's health.
That is incredible. And I think as you touch on mental health, it is something that I want us to dive into a bit later on in our conversation. For now, you mentioned, you know, sexual, reproductive health that you do offer students and all. This and what else are normally, you know, the problems that students present to you when they get there? What are some of the common health concerns that students come to you with?
The most common health concerns that we come across as all four campuses is sexually transmitted infections. We have a very high rate of sexual transmitted infections. It's so concerning. And we do offer free condoms for our students to protect themselves, but we still fighting a losing battle. And I would like to urge our students and to encourage them to please protect themselves. As we were having a conversation earlier, it crossed my mind when we were talking about the future, how the future looks like. And every time I'm with my students and we are treating them, because sometimes you will find a student that you are treating not once, not twice, not 3 times, but it's been several times. And it's so concerning that I will take them to the future and I say, you are our next generation. You are the ones who are supposed to reproduce. So if you are already infected with sexually transmitted infections that can lead to HIV, the tables will now be turned. Who will reproduce for us, you know? Because as in females, as you continuously contracting sexually transmitted infections, it can lead to infertility. It can lead to cervical cancer. And when you are diagnosed with cervical cancer, chances are you will have to remove your uterus. So that on its own will affect you in future when you have to have children. I always tell them that when you applied for the university, the aim was to leave with a degree, the aim was to
Yes.
leave with your master's or your
Yes.
PhD. Yes, we do know that treatment is available,
Yeah.
but it will change your life drastically. It will change your life if you're HIV positive. You will have to live on treatment every day, depend on that treatment for the rest of your life. You will be rejected in relationships because every time you disclose your status, chances are you will be rejected by other people. So focus on what you came here for. Yes, you want to have fun, you are young, you're experimenting, but be safe.
Do it
Always use a
responsibly.
condom because they come for contraceptive methods and they forget the bigger picture of protecting themselves from sexually transmitted infections. So that is one of our major concerns and major leading conditions. And then the second one is pregnancies. We have a high rate of pregnancies. We realize that in this year, 2025, we actually have a lot of first-year students who already came pregnant to the university. So this speaks a lot to the Department of Health to say something maybe needs to be done in high schools. We know that parents feel like when we talk about contraceptives to their children, or when we teach them about condoms, or when we talk about sexual health, they feel that we are encouraging their children to go and have sex, but we actually not. The reality is that our children are active. They are sexually active. We can't run away from that fact, but let us at least teach them to protect themselves. You know, it's still a taboo for Black people to talk about sex in their families, in their households. So at least allow the schools to do it, because the reason school health stopped to give contraceptives and give health education regarding contraceptives and condoms is that parents stopped it. They felt like we are encouraging their children. So STIs and pregnancy is one of the two problems that we are facing as the university, which is a real concern.
Yeah, and also, I mean, a bit earlier on, you did touch on mental health, which is also just quite a growing concern among students, right? Do you guys at the center offer mental health support? And if so, what kind of assistance can one expect to get when they visit you?
Okay, so mental health can present itself in a physical form. So a lot of us, when we're going through stress, we would present with headaches, we'll present with loss of appetite, we'll present with loss of weight, we'll present with mainly abdominal problems like diarrhea, stomach cramps. So when we often see a student who comes with these problems regularly, when we first see them, we will assess, examine, and then we will treat them according to their symptoms. But in the long run, when we see the student coming over and over for the same problem, we now realize and start to think outside the box now. Now we now focus on their mental health, and when we realize or suspect any anxieties, any depression, suicidal thoughts, we then refer our students to psych-ed, and we are also working hand in hand with mental health clinics around the city of Johannesburg. That's where we are able to refer our students, where they will get full support of psychiatrists, psychologists, occupational therapists, social workers.
Beautiful. And just in case, Orange Army, you don't know what psych-ed is all about, do check our most recent episode before this one. And now, sister, you speak of referring them somewhere else. One wonders that when they do visit you, and maybe they're in need of medication, in need of prescriptions as well, are those the things that you do provide at the center, or I would need to go to an external pharmacy to be able to get such, assistance, like such as medication and maybe prescriptions and all?
Our clinics have medication. Most of our common minor ailments that we cover, we do have medication for. But we have instances whereby a student will be on a different type of contraceptive method that we don't offer. And in that way, then we will ask our campus doctor to write a prescription for them if that's what they prefer to use. But we will first start by telling them the types that we have, and if they are interested in switching into what we have to save them costs, that is always our first option.
Sure.
But you find that others are on that type of medication for a certain condition, and it's medication that we don't have. So we would usually write them a prescription to go and purchase that for themselves, or we will refer them to a local hospital where they can get access to that medication.
Beautiful. And one wonders as well, in case of emergencies, here I am, I just fainted on campus. Do you guys at the center have the necessary means to be able to assist in urgent, conditions such as those ones? And would it be a safe option for me to have a friend of mine go through an urgent condition right now and I rush them to you guys? Or it would be more safer maybe to just try and take them to an external health center?
No. You are always encouraged to come to us first. Okay. So for our students to access our services, they need to book their appointments on ULink.
Okay.
But in terms of emergencies, where, as you have made an example, that you've just fainted or you just started experiencing an allergic reaction or you can't breathe, those are what we, we determine or take as emergencies, and we give first priority to. So a student can be rushed to the clinic. We also work hand in hand with our protection service. So a student can also call protection service to come and fetch them. Let's say this happens when you are in your residential area. You can call the protection services to come and fetch you and bring you to any nearest clinic of your campus, and then we will be able to help you. If it's something that we can manage in the clinic, we do so, and if it's something that needs a referral, then we will refer you to hospital.
And then something that you just mentioned right there, Sister Neo, that I think is also quite important for us to underline is how does one book an appointment at the center? Because I think you guys do it so that you can be able to manage the amount of people that you cater to. You said something very important when we started our conversation, that it's important that everybody gets quality care, right? So how does one go about that? Am I allowed to come physically to the center, or I would have to always go to ULink?
You know that we are a FYR institution, right?
We are.
So you always have to go on ULink to book your appointment. You go on ULink, you click ULink, it will ask for your credentials. You will put in your username and your password, and you go scroll down to services, and then you go into click health services bookings, health clinic bookings. It will show you all 4 campuses, and then you go on today's date. But our system works at a 48 hours appointment system. So already, as it is Wednesday, they are already booking for Friday.
For Friday, okay.
So when you open the link on Wednesday, it won't show dates for today, it won't show dates for tomorrow. They're already booked. They were booked 48 hours ago. So you're going to be, it will show the date of Friday, and then that's where you'll click the date, and then it will show you available times. Then you're going to choose the time that you are comfortable to come to the clinic, and we always advise our students to avoid choosing the times that they're supposed to be in class, as much as we want to help them, but a priority is their studies.
School,
you can book for any campus. You are not restricted to only go to Banting Road because you are, you can choose any campus where there's availability.
And if I've never maybe seen where the center is now, because after I've booked my appointment for a certain date, certain time, now I have to come and on the day, right? Where are you guys located in our different 4 campuses?
Okay, the Banting Road, the Banting campus is located at number 37 Dacre Street, Banting Road campus. It's next to the Student Center. And the APK, they are based at the E-Ring basement. Doornfontein campus, they are at house number 2, Louisa Street. And Soweto campus, they are at Dr. Ntato Motlana building.
Beautiful. And sis, I know that our internal institutions here at the university, such as your community engagements. From time to time, they run workshops to increase awareness on whatever services it is that they offer, and just to be out there for the students to be able to know them, know about the services they offer, and know about, I think, the nitty-gritties of what that department or what that institution is all about. Do you run any of those, and where can one find out about them if you do?
Okay. Yes, we do run a lot of those. We always run campaigns where we promote sexual reproductive health, where we promote mental health, we promote GBV. We have an upcoming movie that we'll be watching regarding human trafficking on the 18th of March.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes, we have a link on our social media platforms that you can click to RSVP to come and watch a movie with us. We always visit UJFM every Tuesdays to give health promotion. We focus on many different topics, health topics, to try to teach our students a lot about different topics. We have a TB Day coming on the 14th of March. On Friday, it will be at APK.
Okay.
APK campus, because this month of March is TB month. So we are commemorating on TB. TB is one of the leading diseases that are killing our nation, and it is not supposed to be like that, because TB has treatment. It just has to be diagnosed early, and you have to be on treatment, and you can be cured for it. It saddens us that we are still losing people because of TB. So you can visit APK on Friday. We will be giving services such as your contraceptives. We'll be testing for HIV, we'll be testing for TB, and referring those that we suspect have got symptoms of TB. We will be also offering pap smears on that day.
Yeah. Beautiful stuff. And I mean, you did just mention UJF. I mean, this is on the brunch show, I believe, 9 to 12 on Tuesdays, right?
Yes, on Tuesdays.
And you spoke about social media as well, that is where you normally put up the links to RSVP for some of these events.
Yes.
Let us in. What are your social media handles on all these social media platforms? Where do we find you?
Our social media handles are Center for Student Health and Wellness on Facebook. We are also on Instagram. You can visit us on Instagram. We are also on TikTok.
Yeah, incredible stuff. Sister Newa, I think I want us to wrap it up now. And I think the best way to do that is with an advice from you that you'd like to maybe give to students about prioritizing their health while managing demands of university life. Because I know that in the rush with us trying to keep up with our studies, with us trying to make sure that everything is perfect on the academic side, we normally then neglect this thing that is so important, which is health. Please touch on that as we wrap up our conversation.
Okay, so we know that the booking system can sometimes be frustrating to our students where they can't get bookings, but what mainly frustrates them is that a student would be sick for the past 3 to 5 days, and when they get worse on the 5th day, that's when they want to come to the clinic on that day, and now they get frustrated because they can't get a booking on that day. As I explained earlier, that we work on a 48-hour booking system. So we know how the body works and how the immune system works. It's very rare that you would wake up being sick in the morning and feel very sick on that day. Symptoms
always show prior.
Yes. So when you feel sick for the first day and you feel that it's the second day, then start booking for your appointment so that you are seen at the clinic. Because it is going to distract you when you're not well. You won't be able to focus in class. You won't be able to prepare for your examinations. You won't be able to submit your assignments on time. And I would also like to urge our students to also use our services for contraceptives, to come and plan for their future. It's very frustrating. Yes, we do have termination of pregnancy services that are available, but truth be told, after you have made that decision to go for termination of pregnancy, it is bound to haunt you. It is bound to affect your mental health, you know. And we never know how many children we were going to have. So you might find that this one child, this one pregnancy that you are terminating was your only pregnancy. So it is best to plan and be on contraceptives and avoid unplanned pregnancies. We have free condoms that are available at our clinics. We also put them in residential areas, in bathrooms. Please use condoms and protect yourselves from sexually transmitted infections, because this can change your lives drastically. We have HIV testing services that are available every day without a booking, so you can come in at any time. Also, for the contraceptive services, we offer it as a walk-in service. You don't have to book for that appointment. So all 4 campuses offer walk-in services for contraceptive methods, where you can come in from 8:30. At Banting Road is from 8:30 until 12:15.
Okay.
At the APK is for the whole day from 8:30 until 3:30. Soweto campus is from 8:30 until 10:30, as well as DFC 8:30 until 10:30.
Beautiful.
So you can take advantage of coming in as a walk-in to get your contraceptive methods.
Incredible. And I love the fact that you are saying, Sis Uguchige, it's important that with those little symptoms, come through and find out what they're all about, because also they could be, a sign of something way bigger, something that could alter your life forever.
That's
so
true.
I love that you touched on that. Sister Newa, we cannot thank you enough for joining us today. We thank you for the beautiful work you and your colleagues keep on doing for us as the students of the University of Johannesburg. Thank you for your time.
Can I also add that as much as 90% of our services are free, but we do have those few services that you need to pay for, which is your acne treatment. We charge 60 rand for it. Pap smear, because we are still depending on a private lab to do it for us. We are working very hard to finding a contract with the NHLS where we can do it for free. So you also have to pay 185 rand for it. And also our vaccines come also at a price. And also if you want to check your blood glucose and your cholesterol, you also pay 30 rand for that.
Okay. No, that's beautiful stuff. And I think I love the fact that it's still affordable and it still works with the student budget. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. That is Sister Newo joining us from the Center for Student Health and Wellness. You heard all about those array of services that they do offer, a lot of them for free, and just these few ones for nothing too hectic. So yes, this is how we wrap up our conversation today. My name is Zetembe Be sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share with your friends. Until next time, goodbye and God bless.